Thank you, Renata. Thank you, Sir Rodley. I would like also to thank Madame Lessere Dupuy, the former President of Human Rights Council, Madame Joudey, our honorable guests. Your presence here today means a lot to my people in Bahrain. It just sends the message to us that we are not alone. So thank you. Bear with me. I will take you in a quick journey to evaluate the situation in Bahrain. What I'm going to show you is just the recent, the things that's been happening for the past 3 months. But why am I here today? Why am I talking to you today? Because I know that you have the power. Each one of you has the capacity, either from where you are, either from your position, either whether you are an NGO or a government delegate, that you have the chance to change the future of my people in Bahrain. So bear with me. I'm going there to show you some photos. There are violations behind each one of them. So we have something to say. Something happened in the past, and we have a current situation. And we have the future is ahead of us. Perhaps some of you knows that there's tear gas, heard of it, maybe has seen it. What you think is tear gas is used to disperse the protesters. But this is not the picture in my country. It's something else. The tear gas in my country is used as a collective punishment to punish everyone, all people, not just the demonstrators. It's thrown on people on the streets, as you see in the picture, in their cars, in their homes, in the mosques. Yesterday only, schools were attacked with tear gas. And you can notice the amount that's used. It's to suffocate people, to harm them, and to some extent, to kill them. This young man died recently, few weeks before, leaving his child behind, asking his mother, "Where is my father?" daily. And what happens to the human rights defenders that should defend those people? You know what happens? We have one of them here with us, Sayyid Yusuf al-Mahafda, who's been jailed many times, and he's a target of the Bahraini authorities. And on the left, we have Nabil Rajab, who's a prominent human rights defender. He is in a state of undeclared solitary confinement. He's in isolation. Do you know, like daggers in your heart, you wish to die every minute? That's what they wanted me to reach the stage that I want to die. But that's not the situation. That's what I didn't want for myself. I want to live, and I want to be strong, and I want to come here and tell you the story and expose their crimes. What about the Dutch people? What about those people who were murdered on the hands of the security forces? Do you know what happened to their killers, to the perpetrators, to the torturers? They're free. They're found innocent. Nothing happens to them. This is the culture of impunity. In my country, there are 2 laws. There is one law to deal with the perpetrators, with the killers, that opens a huge door for them to get away with their crimes. Well, actually, in fact, it gives them a green light to commit more crimes. And there is another law for protesters. And if they want to be a bit harsh, like you see the picture on the right, it's for Martyr Karim Fakhrawi, who is the father of one of people here, Ali Fakhrawi, who's been tortured on the hands of security forces and died in custody. The killers were sentenced for 7 years, and they're low-ranking officers. While you can notice with me the double standards, the hypocrisy, the young man who's 23 years old on the left was sentenced for a death sentence. For what? For no reason. For illegibly killing a policeman. There is no evidence against him. It's only his confessions that were taken under torture. Well, let's not go so far. I'm an example here. Do you notice me? I'm the one with the orange, and the orange. And who's that lady next to me? That woman on the right is the woman from the royal family. She's the one who tortured me. I know her. I saw her with my own eyes. What happens to her? Well, someone will come and say, oh, did you complain about it? Did you try to seek justice? Well, yes, I did. Yes, I did. But the public prosecutor decided that my case will not make it to court. Well, there are few minor cases that was brought to her, so they tell the whole world that, oh, okay, we're doing something about it, but we feel eventually she will get away with it. So tell me, any one of you has the power to change this? Any one of you has a Muslim friend? Perhaps you have a Muslim friend or you know something about Islam. We pray 5 times a day. It's very important. It's very secret to us. And why those people are praying in the streets? Do you have any idea? Because there was a mosque, but it's gone. What happened to that mosque? It was demolished by the Bahraini authorities. 38 mosques were demolished. People are praying in the streets. It was not rebuilt again. It was demolished out of revenge. That is sick. And the regime is trying so hard to make the conflict in my country looks like it's a sectarian. It's Sunnis against Shia. But hey, let me tell you something here. The Sunnis did not demolish that mosque or any mosque. It's the authorities that did that. They're trying to stain everything holy and secret to us. They are not just following the living, they are also following the dead people. Let me ask you here, maybe you haven't heard of it, not even in fairy tales. Have you ever heard about arresting a corpse or detaining a corpse? Well, we have that in my country. This gentleman died recently, and his body was kept for 11 days, refusing that he gets buried where his family want him to be buried, and Ministry of Interior decided that they want him to be buried in another area. What do you see here in this picture? You see police, right? But it's different. Police to you, where you come from, is different than it's the police to us. Police in your part of the world is to protect you. But in my part of the world, they are there to harm us, to kill us. They shoot directly to hurt people, directly in the head and neck to cause maximum damage. Leave people severely injured, disabled, to some extent, to kill them, to leave them dead. This kid, 14 years old, died on the 14th of February while everybody else in the world was celebrating the Valentines. It's a good date, it's a good memory for everyone, not to us in Bahrain. On the 14th of February, this kid was shot at a short range, while at the same time, the authorities are calling for dialogue, making the situation looks very nice, and we are going in the right direction. Shooting people with weapons to leave them disabled. I know this kid. I have dealt with case personally. That kid was shot with a tear gas canister right in the eye. He lost his eye, he's blind. We had to take him to Dublin for treatment. And why do we have to take him for Dublin? Why not in Bahrain? Because the hospital that he's supposed to go and get the treatment in is under military occupation. If he goes to hospital, he will be arrested and interrogated. Because the doctors who are supposed to treat him are jailed and behind bars. That kid, the one I showed you his picture, is sentenced for 6 months after he returned from Dublin. Some of you will ask, so what can we do? What happened in the past? Happened in the past, we can't bring the dead back. And the current situation, if we try to interfere, we might be late. But you have a chance to make a difference. We have the future. We have the future in front of us. You see that kid who's 11 years old on the left? Ladies and gentlemen, do you have kids? Yeah, most of you do. I have kids too. My daughter is 10. And I don't want to see my kid arrested. I don't want to see this happening to her. And this kid is 11 years old. They're arresting kids. They are arresting students. This is the future of Bahrain. So it's time for you to act. We don't want your pity. We want your action. We will continue fighting for freedom. We shall fight. But I'm here today, and my message to you is that I'm calling you under the name of humanity, of democracy, of freedom that you are enjoying today, that you're enjoying what your grandfathers has fought centuries and centuries before, to support us and help us to protect the future of our people and our children. Thank you for listening.